What is going on YouTube? As some people know, I recently got a Jeep and I'm going to go 4x4ing. So I went ahead and of course one of the things we need when we go off-roading is a first aid kit. So I did a ton of research on first aid kits. I looked around everywhere, watched every video on them I could. And I'll show you what I went with, what I've already changed with it, what I plan to change in the future. And why, of course, and everything in it. I'll go over most of it. It is worth noting I am an EMT, so I originally was just going to build my own kit from scratch, but I thought that would be a little overboard for simply off-roading. I don't need everything that I have in the back of the ambulance, although a lot of it is good to have. So I will dive right in. I will show you what I have. This is everything right here in this package. It sits the closest to the back lid or whatever you want to call it of my Jeep. I have a KL Trailhawk 2021. So this sits the closest, easy to access. You want this super easy to access to pull out right away for obvious reasons. So first I will start with the easy box, and links to both of these will be in the description. I don't know if I'm going to link everything that I've added because that would be a lot of links, and I'm probably not going to go that far into it. But we'll start with this guy, and then we'll get on to this guy because he's got a lot more in him. And sorry if you can see my cats running around here. So this started out as just a blood pressure system. It came with a bunch of different sized blood pressure cuffs. So look at this, some of the stuff already fallen out that I've added to it. So these are what it came with. It came with a lot of different sized blood pressure cuffs, and it came of course with a blood pressure gauge. I took a lot of the blood pressure cuffs out of it. They have a thigh, as you can see up here, they have a thigh cuff. And thing is massive. I have no purpose for that. I'm never going to use it. And obviously some of the pouches in here. So what I've got in here is Coban, just your regular Coban, which is always good to have. And I'll explain why I got Coban once I'm going through this kit. Got some Neosporin, never bad to have for little cuts and stuff. So nothing in this pocket yet. This right here, I just have your regular blood pressure cuff. I got my stethoscope. This right here is just your regular pulse ox. I love having a pulse ox. It's easy to get the heart rate. In here we have a smaller, I do believe, yep, a little slightly smaller blood pressure cuff than the adult one that is in this pocket right here. Of course I have the gauge. You all already saw the gauge. And then in the thigh pocket right now, I've got a ton of 4x4s. Way more than I'll ever need. I also have some baby aspirin. And some glucose tablets. Of course, these two things are probably never going to be needed, and they'll probably expire long before I ever use them. But any diabetic emergencies, low blood sugar, where they can still eat. Hopefully, if you're off-roading, they have something in their car. But if they don't have anything immediately in their car, these are great for short term. Of course, hopefully someone in the convoy, because never go alone, would have something more long term, something more protein, and that sort of thing, which we would probably have in our car as well anyway, because we have kids, so they're always going to have snacks. But this is a great, quick, short term, if obviously they are able to maintain their own airway still. If not, then we're really in the doghouse. But also baby aspirins, just in case any possible heart attack type things happen out there. The 81 milligram baby aspirins that we use in the ambulance. So that is what is in here. I am going to add more to this kit. I am going to add a SAM splint, probably 1 or 2 possibly, because broken bones are always a possibility when out there on the trails. So I do need to get some SAM splints. I don't have one yet. So probably before the first time I ever go, I will definitely have at least 1, hopefully 2, for any broken bone. Stethoscope, obvious reasons. You know, you can use it with the blood pressure. If it is something serious, you can check lung sounds and all that, so that give as much information to the first responders that are en route as possible. Again, completely overboard. I am an EMT. My wife is a nurse, so we are trained on all this. We know how to use all of it. So that's why I have this bag. This bag is pretty much extra stuff that most people don't need. I would say minus the Coban. The Coban is good to have for anyone. But the rest is probably a little overboard as all this stuff just starts falling out again. I need to find a way to get those a little more secure. But of course, this started out as only a blood pressure system, but I use it because it has all those extra pockets, and it's a nice, good, sturdy little bag. So, but I will throw a link to this in the description. And then this guy. After much searching, I came across this first aid kit, and I really like this kit. There are some things I have changed, but overall, I love this kit. It is a nice, durable bag, number 1. The zippers are very nice and durable. I have some extra stuff packed in here, so we will just dive straight into it. Alright, so this is going to be upside down, so I'm going to flip it around. So, first off, this pouch right here, you can detach and take this pouch off. And you can put this pouch right here on the back. So if you are going to be using what's in this pouch a lot, you can do that. I've chosen not to do that because I want to keep the red. I want to keep the first aid kit look of it in case I have to tell someone else to run and grab it. I want them to see as much red first aid as possible, so that it's easy to recognize. I guess this is pretty easy to recognize, but I just leave it in for my own purposes. So this all comes out. There's a lot in this kit. There is also some stuff in the back, which hopefully I didn't just break that open when I slammed it down. But that is a cold pack in the back. So, this kit is loaded with stuff. Of course, I've added stuff to it, as I've said. And some of it I'm going to add more to in the future. I haven't yet. So we'll start over here in this little pouch. And again, this is the one that you can mount on the outside of it if you want. Now, this kit comes from Australia. So while it says antiseptic here, they can't ship it with the antiseptic because U.S. Customs won't allow it, which is why I have the Neosporin in the other kit. Now, what I've added of my own in this pocket are the scissors and the flashlight. The scissors that come with it come in this pouch that the flashlight is already in. They're your regular disposable pair of surgical scissors. Nothing to write home about, but they're not horrible either. I don't have them on me, so I can't show them. And I replaced it with my Leatherman. My Leatherman scissors. I love these Leatherman scissors. They are very nice. They also have a seatbelt cutter on them. Right there. Seatbelt cutter. So, I love these scissors, which is why they are in here. They are great scissors to have. Of course, most stuff with the Leatherman name doesn't really need too much praise, I guess. The flashlight is just from emtstore.com, I do believe. It's got different light intensities, but it's always good to have a flashlight. Everything else in here, minus the Band-Aids. It did come with regular Band-Aids. I put the Band-Aid brand Band-Aids in here. Because I got some waterproof. I went out and got some waterproof Band-Aids. But these are the ones that it came with. I have never opened them, never used them, so I can't comment too much on them. These are bigger adhesive Band-Aids. But it does come with quite a few smaller Band-Aids. Again, like I said, I haven't opened any of them up yet. I have heard that it is kind of difficult to open them, but I haven't tried. But I did go out and get some waterproof Band-Aids, because on the trails with mud and everything else and trying to clean wounds and dry them off, it could be a nightmare having Band-Aids that can't do anything with water. So it is what I added to that. Now, it also comes with tweezers. The tweezers came with the kit. They are not bad tweezers. I don't know if I would replace these personally. I probably won't. Probably just leave them in there. These are kind of a neat feature, the temperature strips. You put them on someone's forehead. That's where I would put it. I guess you could put it somewhere else. These are, it says they are splinter probes. And you get a bunch of these guys. Nothing in here. That's a good little pocket to add some stuff to. And then, of course, they give you a book. A little first aid book. It gives you some basic things. Some basic rundowns. I think it gives you the life support for kids and adults. Or is this just the adults? What is this? Okay. So kind of, yeah. Basic life support for adults right there. Make sure you're, of course, checking for safety. You don't want to put yourself in an unsafe situation. Here's some more of their products on the back. And then I think in this book it says how to restock them. This is the restock thing, I do believe. This shows everything that comes in each of their kits. If you want to pause it and take a look, that is what comes in each of their kits that they have. Oh, I guess that goes in there, so there's an extra pocket back there. I could throw some more stuff in there. So that is everything that I have in the first pocket and what I have changed. Alright, we'll move on to the second one here. Second one, everything is labeled. I love how everything is labeled very nicely. So the second one here, we have an emergency blanket. We have just one. I'm thinking about grabbing a second, just in case. Never bad to have a second emergency blanket. These are hydrogels. They moisten, they cool burns apparently. I've never used hydrogel on a burn. Gloves down here. I just have the regular gloves that came with the kit. I haven't put my own in yet. I will probably make 4 sets of my own gloves and put them in these little bags to make sure they fit. I haven't even taken these out and tried them on. Plastic bag over here. This is just a waste bag is what they call it for any for anything that you use, so you're not just throwing stuff on the ground, which of course, you know, when you're on the trail, pack it in, pack it out. Don't leave anything lying around. These just skin cleaning wipes. Clean off wounds. Nothing crazy to write home about, but I'll leave those in there. I doubt I'm going to get anything crazy. These are one of the nice features of this bag, and one reason I like it. They have saline, little saline vials in here, which are nice. Great for trying to clean out something. If, you know, dirt, sand, something gets in someone's eye, it's great to use these to try and flush that out. As well as, of course, water. Also trying to flush out any small wounds or anything. I really like that it has saline in it. It has quite a bit of them. It has 2 in that pouch and has 6 over here. So I do like those. Those were a nice feature. In this pocket right here, We got 2 triangular bandages. I am just going to keep theirs. I'm not going to replace those. A triangular bandage is a triangular bandage. I mean, there's not really too much upgrading with that. These are just gauze, pretty much. Some gauze strips. They have different sizes in here. Some different size gauzes. I don't think I'm going to really replace any of those very much. This is why I got the Coban. They give you an ace wrap, basically an ace bandage wrap. But it's not Coban, as you can see. You've got to have the clips to keep it in place. So that's why I got the Coban. It's self-adhesive, so it's quick, it's easy, especially if you're putting on a 4x4 or a SAM splint. The Coban is quick, it's great, it's awesome. Quick and easy. Pressure bandage down here. In here we have some tape. It says it's hypoallergenic tape. I'm going to leave that tape in there, but I also replaced it. I have an extra of my own tape. And this is, of course, the Johnson & Johnson waterproof medical tape. As I said, I love everything being waterproof so that you know when it's on, it's going to stay on for as long as possible and not just falling off. So I attached it to this little holder. This little holder has the CPR kit in it. And it's nice because I can one-handed pull this, and this is going to hold it while it spins and comes out. So if I'm trying to hold something on with one hand, I can easily just pull and get a strip of tape that way. Up here we have a couple more wound dressings. It says these are for major wounds. I don't know if these are quick clotting or not. I don't know what they are exactly. I haven't opened them. It just says... obviously, there are the directions on it. Place pad over wound. Hold short end. So, I don't know if it's like a quick clot or not. I'll have to look into these a little more. And then add any comments that I find on them later. They are sealed pretty nicely, so I didn't want to open it up and take a look inside of it. And, of course, ruin it and then not be able to use it. So, I will definitely have to research those a little more. As I said, this kit's from Australia, so some of these terms might be a little different than what we are used to here. As you know, these pads are all in centimeters instead of inches, and it's all different. But that is everything that's in this main pocket right here. Basically a bunch of gauze, a bunch of wound dressings that we have. And then over here, in the last pouch, is basically a lot of pads, dressings. So up here on the top we have wound closures. I believe they're kind of like the butterfly strips to help close a wound. I doubt I'm going to replace any of those. Cotton gauze. So these are just little cotton pads. Which cotton pads are never bad to have, I can tell you that. Alright, this is a combine dressing. So basically, I'm probably going to replace this with a abdominal pad. A big abdominal dressing. I might keep this in here and then just put the abdominal dressing behind it. But it feels kind of flimsy to me to be like a good abdominal dressing. So this is something that I am probably going to replace shortly. Soon before I go out for the first time. And then back here, we've got a bunch. I've got a bunch of the 4x4s that I bought that we already saw that were in the other kit. So these 4x4s that were in the other kit that I showed, I threw all the extras in the other one. Then they have their 4x4s in here. So they have their 4x4. You only get one. I think 10x10 is about a 4x4. And then they have a lot of smaller ones, which are good. I don't think I'm going to replace these and throw them out. I will replace them as I use them, probably, if I use them. But these are basically just smaller versions of the 4x4s. So, a lot of wound dressings, basically. Which, of course, slap that on there. Adhere it with some Coban. And you're good to go. Oh my gosh, if I can get this little bag to seal back up. Alright, so that is everything that's in this kit. I really like this kit. I like it for the amount of stuff it comes with. None of this stuff feels insanely flimsy. The scissors, like I said, the scissors were nothing to write home about. Those were the first things I took out. They will work in a pinch. They don't have to be replaced. But I decided to replace them because they did feel a little flimsy to me, and I love my Leatherman. So one other thing that I am going to be adding is actual dedicated burn dressings. This did not come with any burn dressing specifically. They have the hydrogel that you can put on the burns, but it's not an actual burn dressing. I'm not going to put this on there and then wrap Coban around it. So I wanted an actual burn dressing. So I am going to be ordering some, and they will go back here. I will probably put a couple burn dressings in here with the cold pack. Or I might put them over here. I did forget to talk about the iPads. These are just iPads. I don't know why they have so many iPads. If we lose 4 eyes in one trip, there's a problem. But they have 4 iPads in there. But I might throw the burn dressings over here with all the other dressings. Maybe in that big back pouch back there. And I might get some... got some cold pads. I don't think I need any heating pads, any warm pads. I don't think those would really be needed in a first aid immediate situation. Of course, ice packs aren't really either. They are nice to have though, to help with swelling, of course. So I might get a couple extra nice ice packs to put back here. But overall, I really like this kit. They have some safety pins as well here in the corner. I haven't gone over the CPR kit. I guess I could show that really quick. So this little CPR kit, it gives you your adult CPR. There's a bunch way down in there that you can't even read. A flimsy little CPR mask. I will be getting rid of this. I don't like little flimsy CPR masks. I doubt I'm going to carry a BVM. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a bag valve mask. I doubt I'm going to be carrying that. Those are pretty big. But I might get one of those little masks, CPR masks, that's a lot more solid than this flimsy little guy. Of course. They give you another pair of gloves in this. And then a skin cleaning wipe. So the CPR kit doesn't really have much in it. Again, and if it wasn't for holding my tape on, I would probably just get rid of it. Because there's nothing in here that I really need. I would just add the skin cleaning wipe with the skin cleaning wipes. I just add the glove with the glove and get rid of the mask. So I might find another use for that down the road. Because this will probably change. Get a good dedicated mask. So that everyone, God forbid we ever do need to do CPR, everyone will have the proper PPE, because I don't trust those flimsy little masks, although they will work in a pinch, of course. And then you got some safety pins. I think I already talked about those. But this is my kit. And yep, this is what I will be taking for wheeling with me, after I make, of course, some of those modifications that I have talked about. Change a couple things out, add a couple things, but overall, the way it comes, I would say it's probably one of the better kits I have seen. It's not too crazy expensive. I don't remember the price. I think it was right around $100. But for what you get, I think it is more than worth it. This kit has a lot in it. It's a nice, durable packaging. As you can see, I've already stuffed so much extra stuff in it. And it's nice, durable, closes right up. You can put your name in it if you want. It's got very recognizable. That's the only gripe I think I really have about the outside of this, is there is no recognizable red, white cross on the red. I think it'd be a nice feature, especially on this side, to have the big white cross to make it a little easier to recognize. They also have this CPR card back here. It tells you the steps. I think when I went over this, the only gripe I had was it said to start compressions on babies first, where if it's unwitnessed, you want to give 2 breaths on babies before you start compressions. So I think that was the only gripe on this that I had. As we know, children usually go into cardiac arrest because of a respiratory problem, and they can't store as much oxygen in their blood as we can. So one of the child steps is to give 2 breaths before starting compressions. I think this one just goes straight to chest compressions. So I think that was the only gripe I had with this. Otherwise, they are some good steps for someone who doesn't know what is going on or how to do it. But of course, I think most people have the basic idea of CPR, so that will get you through. But this kit, I do like. A link will be in the description. Of course, I did not receive this to review it. I did not receive it for free. I paid full price for it. I paid full price for everything that I've put into it. I'm not really a reviewer of a whole lot of stuff, but I did really like this first aid kit and wanted to give it a good review. Cause yeah, first aid kits are always interesting to open up and see what's inside, and especially first aid kits on the cheaper end of things normally don't have the best of stuff inside of them, and this wasn't too crazy expensive, at around $100, and I thought the value was great on it. So that is just my 2 cents, and this is what I will be carrying off-road with me on every trip. I have some plans to go out to Colorado later this year, down to Missouri to do some Jeep Badge of Honor trails. And I will definitely be taking both of these with me. Of course, this is overkill. I only have this stuff because I'm an EMT, as I said, and my wife is a nurse. But yeah, that is it for this review, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you have stuck around this long, I do apologize if the quality is any subpar. I am in my living room, as I don't have any dedicated place to record this kind of stuff. So, thank you all again.